Shall we go outside and check out the flowers? Let's go. Hello, Romeo. These are my azalea. I love them. They're beautiful colors. They're not in full bloom yet, but it's getting there. Thank you, Fluffy. And this is a beautiful tree. Look at these flowers. I love them. Yesterday I picked up the hay to take care of the garden. We will plant, we are preparing. Good morning. So let's talk pasta today. Generally speaking, the most well-known Italian pasta in the US is Barilla pasta. However, the majority of Italians would tell you that it's not exactly the best quality of pasta. So it doesn't have to have an Italian brand. What I want to show you is what distinguishes good pasta from mediocre pasta. So for most Italians, Barilla is pretty mediocre because it's very yellow in color. I don't have any example to show you because I don't buy it. A good alternative that I know you can also find in the US is the Cecco. Okay, as you can see, this pasta is a little bit yellow, but not too much. The best looking pasta is the type of pasta that looks very white and has more of a rusty, rough surface. So this already is an excellent choice. I'm sure you can find similar ones in the US. It doesn't have to be an Italian brand, absolutely not. The color is what matters. And the best top quality pasta, which I buy sometimes to treat ourselves, are these special pastas that are totally, as you can see, totally white. So this is a great color, what you want, and they're very rough. You can tell they almost look like they're handmade. So this is a great quality pasta. So if you visit Italy, come with a half-empty suitcase and fill it up with this kind of pasta to bring back, because here this costs €1.60. If you buy something like this in the US, it will probably cost you around $10-15. So it's too expensive. Your fourth alternative is to make fresh pasta. Most people say it's too difficult, it's too complicated, I need the little machine to shape it into long pasta or short pasta. I'm going to show you today how simple and easy it is, and you don't need any machine. You just need some vegetables of your choice. Today I'm using pumpkin puree, and I will use flour, and that's all you need. So I'm going to show you in a second. Instead of this, you can cook spinach and puree them and use spinach. You can use tomato paste mixed with some tomato puree. Just make sure that it's not too liquid. So it's very, very easy, and I'm going to show you right now. So what you will need is a fork and a 1/4 cup measurer, and of course white flour. Here it is. Okay, on today's menu in my house, today is Sunday in Italy, I'm making fresh pasta, and this is something you can make on Sunday because you're a little more relaxed, you're not rushed, but nevertheless it will not take you very long, I assure you. So that's what I'm going to make. I'm going to make fresh pumpkin pasta with sage butter, with a sage butter sauce. It's just melted butter on a pan, I'll show you, with sage, and Parmesan cheese sprinkled on top. We're also going to have some bruschettas. I know you pronounce it bruschetta, but that's not the right pronunciation. Maybe you can say bruschetta from now on. It will make every Italian really happy. So I'm going to also make some bruschettas and some green vegetables to accompany the dish. And we're going to end our meal with a fresh strawberries salad with some mint from our garden in it. So I'll show you everything. Let's begin with the pasta. So you want to add a 1/4 cup of flour at a time and start mixing. First, you can use a fork, and then as it becomes denser, you can start using your hands. My hands are washed, so I go in with my hands now. This is the right consistency, you see? There's nothing sticking to my finger right now. So this is the right consistency, what we want. Now you don't need any machine. All you need is a pair of kitchen scissors. You leave some flour on the bottom so the little pieces of pasta will not stick to one another, and you start cutting. Very easy. Couldn't be easier than this, right? There you go. Isn't that beautiful? So today we need 3 pots. One for the pasta water, one to cook the green vegetables that I will serve as a side dish with the pasta, and one to make the butter sage sauce, where I will saute the pasta once it comes up from the water. I'll show you, and I will finish it up in here. So we begin by turning the pasta water on and adding the salt as usual. Add enough salt. Without fear, it will stay mostly in the pasta water. So salt it nicely. Okay, I'm going to add my big arm in the way. I'm going to add some olive oil for the vegetables and a little bit of olive oil here, even if I will cook the butter in it. A nice piece of butter here. This is about 1.5 tablespoons. Okay, and the sage leaves go in here, but I'm not going to turn it on just yet. It's too soon. I don't want the butter to burn and overcook. There. So I also added some garlic in the vegetable pot. I'm going to turn the heat on over there. In the meantime, the pasta water is starting to boil, so I'm going to turn on this sage butter too. We don't want the garlic to brown on that one too much, so we're just gonna let it bubble, sizzle for a minute or even less, and we're going to add the fresh greens that I just washed. We call them erbette. I don't know how to say that in English, but I will look it up and put it in the information box below. So erbette stay whole. I'm going to put them in whole like that, and it's okay if there is some water in here as well while we finish everything else. Lower the heat here too a little bit. While the other things are doing their thing, we're going to keep one little garlic because we need to scrape it on the bruschetta bread. And we're going to cut this. So, in it goes. There are some breadcrumbs on this cutting board which I didn't want to get rid of because they will taste great together with the tomatoes. So I like the crunchiness of the breadcrumbs. So now we add a little bit of salt, 1 teaspoon of salt, and olive oil. We don't have basil yet, so there will not be basil, but I might grate a little bit of pepper on top of these bruschettas. So mix it nicely with the garlic and let the flavors get to know each other for a little while. You add this at the very last moment, otherwise the bread will get will soak the liquids and it will get soft. So at the very last moment before you serve, you put this on. I'll show you. Okay, and this is ready. I'm going to put this in the butter. I don't want to throw it away. So the pasta water is cooking. I'm going to drop the pasta in it. And I'm going to... Okay, so we're going to transfer the pasta here. We got all of it. Oops, one jumped out. Look at this beauty. Fresh pasta. You don't even need to buy. You can cut it in smaller pieces, you can give it different shapes, you can do whatever you want. We're going to add some cooking water so that it makes some of that nice sauce that we saw releasing the starch that we saw in the previous video. See that nice sauce. One more. Now turn the heat off and add some parmesan like this and mix nicely. Look at the sauce. You see, this is how you make Alfredo sauce in Italy. No cream needed. Okay, so now it's time to plate everything. And here it is. Buon appetito!